Hey everyone. So Katherine and I are here on one of Malt's conserved pieces of land, the Hurd Grassland, and we wanted to go through the process of being stumped by a tree identification with you. And so this time of year all the leaves are coming out, and that can be a really useful tool for identifying trees. It can tell us the shape of the leaf. They can easily tell us whether they're simple, meaning there's only one leaf per stem, or whether they're compound, multiple leaves per stem. And we see this big, not big, but medium-sized tree right here, and the leaves are unique in that they are compound. So for one stem you have multiple leaves, and the shape of the leaf is pretty generic. It's just a kind of an oval. And it seems like there's a little corner in some of them right there. We can also note that on this tree the branching is opposite, meaning that where it does branch there are two directly apart from each other that go out, rather than one going out here and one going out here. And it just looks a little bit like a messy haircut to me. It's not a neat tree, it's a messy tree. And so I'll note the general shape as like kind of a final observation. And then I ask myself, is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything I've forgotten? And I guess I could see that there are these, I don't know whether they're remnant flowers or they look like some sort of pollinating substance from earlier spring maybe, or last year. And so I say to myself, opposite trees, compound leaves, a little bit messy. Katherine already said she is suspicious of ash. I too think that these pieces of evidence might be ash, but at the same time, the shape doesn't fit that picture to me. I think that an ash tree would have leaves that are a little bit more, each leaf is more robust, more big, more independent of each other. And I think the tree itself would be neater. Thicker base, more of a singular stem. I'm gonna go with this is some sort of invasive plant. Maybe I wanna be suspicious of box alder.
I do. If I'm looking for native Vermont trees, is I check out this great little card that Caleb actually gave me. And it's very useful in the spring because you can see the leaves. I haven't been able to use it yet. So it has coniferous on this side, deciduous on this side. They lose their leaves in the fall. And usually that's these really bright green new ones. So we know it's on this side. And then I can look up, there's two sections. Caleb already touched on those, leaves opposite, leaves alternate. And so, like he said, we know they're opposite because of this little part right here where it extends off like that. And so then looking at these native Vermont area trees, we have maple, dogwood, and ash. And we know this isn't maple because it doesn't have that very characteristic maple shape that we all know and love. And it's not dogwood, because dogwood, I don't think it really gets this tall.
No, I think it's more of a shrub.
And that's why my guess was ash. But I do get what Caleb's saying. I mean, if you look at ash right here, those leaves they have a very jagged shape, but they don't have this little cleft right here that we saw before. And that cleft is a little weird. So it could be some sort of invasive non-Vermont species.
Right, and so it's always nice to have a guide to native species, but you should always go into using a guide with the thought that maybe your answer doesn't exist on that piece of paper, because with all the movement of plants and animals because of humans nowadays, there's a lot of invasive species that we might not be able to identify from those guides.